Okay, so I left inspired today because while I was setting my intention for the day, I wanted to find someone in finance that can help me set me up financially as I plan out my entrepreneurial career. And I actually met two people today, so that was my big aha moment. I bumped into someone that I haven't seen in 10 years. I asked her what she does for a living. She's a CPA and a financial planner for entrepreneurs. So I was like, okay, that's why I woke up today and decided to come to this event because, on a Saturday it's tough and you want to get a lot of things done. So that was my big aha moment. As I walked through the room, I realized how important it is to talk to people and get to know people and how tough it is sometimes to just break that barrier.
Definitely. Okay, let's say next event. They see a little bit of advertising. They don't know who Bethany is. Bethany's obviously a pretty big deal, right? Why should you go to Bethany's event?
Her intention and her energy is something that you can actually touch. You can benefit from it just standing next to her. She's someone that embodies a crazy amount of positive energy, and she's someone that can help connect you to the next person. Like I said, I've known her since high school, and that's been one aspect of her that hasn't changed. She's great at bringing people together, and if you need to meet people, if you want to meet people, she's going to be a great resource for you.
Amazing. Is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't discussed at all?
I don't think so, no.
You don't think so? What was, besides the CPA, obviously that's important for you, what was another favorite thing that you had about this event?
I think the type of people, knowing, you're sitting in a room with 40, 50, 60 other people that are trying to do the same thing that you are, and there's comfort in knowing that you're all going through this together. So if we can all lean each other as resources, like, okay, I've gotten this far, how far have you gotten along, what did you do? You can compare stories and kind of push each other to get through to the finish line.
Take one step back, perfect.
Okay. Here?
See? The camera, I can be able to flip and show you that you look great, but you'll have to take my word for it.
Don't worry, I believe you.
You should. Okay, so say your name, spell it, and your occupation, please.
Okay, so my name's Adriana Marrero. That's ADRIANA MARRERO. I am a realtor with Cervera Real Estate. I work in the development division as well as residential at 50 Biscayne.
Cool. So what was your favorite thing about this event?
Oh my God, okay, so favorite thing about the event, there are so many things. So the moment I walked in, the energy, the crowd, the girls, I loved how inviting everything was. Everyone was, from the moment, Bethany's attention, she has everything going on and she still went ahead and still said hi to us. Just everything together, all the businesses, the women, how everything was set up. Everything was great.
Perfect. What was that one piece from this event that you were going to apply to your business immediately?
Okay, so there was many moments like that. One of them was when Jamie, her friend, when Bethany and Jamie were speaking about their relationship, and they said how they came about and how they push each other. Or there was another moment when Jamie also mentioned that you need that push, that you need to get up and if you have an idea, just go for it. Those were just things that have been like in the back of my mind, and hearing other women saying it, seeing that it's not just me, just helped me, and it was like, okay, great. Like I feel like I'm in this with them, and it's not just me.
So this is really exciting, and you can decline on this exercise.
Okay, go.
So what's that one thing that you're going to step forward with after the shot? If you want to put it on record, you do not have to. If you want to
no, I got it. Asking for help. So Jamie, I feel like I related so much with her, like in her,
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, so she said that we're horrible at asking for help, which is my number one thing that I'm working on right now. Understanding that I don't know it all, understanding that I do need to ask for help, and it's okay to ask for help.
Perfect. Now talk about how this event empowered you.
it empowered me not only to understand I want to say like the things that I'm working on, but it's going to empower me to know that I have a connection with all these women that I met today, that I have someone that I can reach out to, and if I do have an idea, if I do need to ask for help, I know I have a network of women that will help me.
Okay, so have you gone to a lot of networking events?
I have, yeah, as a realtor we do.
Talk about the energy of this crowd versus other crowds.
So the music helps, one.
She's
she's great.
My events too, she's amazing.
Okay, so the music helps. The host, which is Bethany, helps because that's her energy throughout like the day. And I feel like if I were her friend, I'd be like, oh yeah, like I feed off of that energy. But altogether, it was just women who want to help and who want to be there and want to have that support system. So it felt great and it felt like I was at home. Congrats, Bethany, on this amazing event. I hope we get to do another one. I hope this is a quarterly event. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I hope more girls get to see this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Of
course.
Pleasure meeting you.
Likewise. Thanks. So, haven't seen your face before. Bethany's part of the YPN Leadership Board. Please get involved.
I will. I'm going.
You know, I get it. You're Severa, you're a big deal. Like, you're busy.
No.
You're busy. No, but let's be honest. You're busy, right?
Trying to.
For sure. Yeah. So, if you have any time, I believe that YPN could help your business.
Definitely.
Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't.
No, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I would not.
1 second.
I definitely want to join. Like I was
Cool.
before. I was like, but I do want to.
Cool.
Join. So
we'd love to have you.
I'll be in your. What's the next meeting? What's the next?
So actually, the next big thing's in Broward, but we're gonna do something soon in Miami-Dade, but it's still in the works.
Okay.
So I don't want to release anything until it's Gucci, you know. All right. Thank you. Hi.
What do I have to
Maria, lo siento, mi español es muy mal.
do? No,
Pero-
it's okay. I understand everything, and
So
I speak
I think
English.
we
but-
met last week. Were you at Wynwood talking about saving animals?
Okay, different person.
No, I might have a twin. I don't know.
Okay.
What do I have to do?
So I'm going to ask you questions in English, but feel
Okay.
free to answer in Spanish.
Pero esto no es live ni nada. O sea, tú luego si algo sale fatal, no.
It's not live.
Okay.
No, it's in my job for Bethany, for anyone that's involved with Bethany, is to make you as an individual look good.
Okay.
Right? So if you mess up,
A ver si me río.
it's
Bueno,
gone.
no, okay,
It is
okay.
safe with me.
Okay.
All right?
Sin beber, no beber.
Then you know Spanish, but I will
Okay.
ask you in English.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. So what do I do with this?
You hold it. It's a microphone.
Oh, okay. I don't have to touch
Just
anything.
when you say something badass, don't drop it because it's fragile. You know? All right. So let me zoom out real quick. Okay. Take one step back. Okay. Look at me. All right. So say your name, spell it, and what you do for a living. Do this in English because I have to understand this.
Okay. Now?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Maria Calvo, and I do strategic planning.
Very cool. Spell your last name for me.
Calvo. Calvo, as in Victor.
Perfect. V.
Okay. V as in Victor.
V as in Victor.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Okay.
would put a B. V as in boy.
No, V as in Victor.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I would have messed up. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
didn't realize. All right. Talk about how you met Bethany. How did that come about? I want this in Spanish first, and then whatever you can say in English about it. I'm just curious to know.
Okay. But that's not gonna be on camera, right?
No.
Okay.
Español solo.
Ok,
Solo español.
he conocido a Bethany a través del social media. Una de mis amigas me informó sobre el evento y yo contacté a Bethany para hacerle más preguntas y a través de ahí conectamos y quedamos, tomamos un café, me compartió sus ideas, me pareció excelente y bueno, he tratado de ayudarla lo máximo posible conectándola con diferentes personas de Miami.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So in English now. This is just
Okay.
curious.
So I met Bethany through one of my friends. She told me about the event, and I started email Bethany asking a lot of questions. And she told me, you know what? Let's have a coffee. Let's connect. And I asked her how I can help you out, and we kind of like connect. That's it.
Awesome. What was the one thing that inspired you from this event? En español, por favor.
Me ha inspirado conocer a tantas mujeres que están en la misma situación que uno, que son mujeres excepcionales con muchas ganas de trabajar, muchas ganas de triunfar y ganas de apoyarse las unas a las otras.
Okay, and just so I know what you said, but
Okay.
a little bit in English.
So I was happy to meet women that are in the same situation that we are right now, and they want to hustle, they want to work, they are entrepreneurs, and they want to just meet each other and help each other.
Yes. Okay. Talk about one thing that we haven't talked about that you loved about this event.
What I love about this event, honestly, en español.
Español, por favor.
Vale, honestamente lo que más me ha gustado es poder ver que siga habiendo chicas que quieren compartir sus ideas, ayudar de alguna manera a otras y construir una comunidad.
Very good. Talk about, did you make a lot of good contacts today? Did you meet a lot of good people?
Yes.
Yes? And what makes you excited about networking with just genuinely positive people?
Pues creo que uno es el resultado de la gente con la que se rodea. Entonces me parece súper importante conectar con gente buena, positiva, luchadora, porque al final te hace ser mejor persona cada día.
Muy bien.
¿Me vas a seguir preguntando?
Is there anything else you want to say?
Gracias Bethany, muchas gracias por organizar esto y ojalá que sea el primero de muchos eventos. Congratulations.
Muchas gracias. Mucho gusto.
Qué vergüenza, no puedo. I hope you have
Yeah, no, actually, you don't need to do anything outrageous. And look at me.
Okay.
We're recording. Say your name, first and last, spell it, and what you do for a living, please.
Okay, my name is Betty Oscar Sosa, but people call me Barry, B-E-R-I, and I'm the Vice President of Operation of Viva Care Pharmacy in Sunrise, Florida.
Amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
so not real estate, right?
No, pharmacy.
Yeah. Got that. So, why Bethany?
Why Bethany? Well, the main reason first, because my sister is the owner of UME Time, and I came to support. And the second thing is because I'm all about women, empower women in business. So Females for Profit sounded like a great idea to connect with other women that are entrepreneurs or career driven.
Very good. Okay, so Females for Profit. You
Yes.
have an expectation, right?
Yes.
This event, below expectations, above expectations. Tell me what you thought.
Absolutely above. Because definitely when you think of Miami and you think of women, sometimes you don't know what to get, right? You don't know if you're going to get women that don't care to get to know you or competitive or whatever. Competitive in a bad way.
Right.
But to my surprise, everyone was super humble, super down to earth. The panelists were super approachable and they were very genuine, open about even their mistakes. And they spoke about things that I, as an entrepreneur, I experienced, so I was able to connect with the panelists, and I love that Bethany's heart was what she said at the beginning. I didn't want this to be another event, which is why she hired you and made time to create, the questions. And what I found, another thing that was like very unique, that as I observed myself, my mom was here too, she's my business partner, and other women, everybody was saying that they connected with, the individual they connected with had the same path of life. And that happened to me too. I was so surprised that the girl I connected with, our paths were so similar, and it made me feel like I'm not alone.
You're not. And you got a great partner in Bethany. I work with Bethany, and so I run the Young Professional Network for Miami Realtors. Teresa's my boss, the older lady that was the second person.
Yeah.
Okay, so as somebody, so obviously like she's a real estate professional. This event was not necessarily geared just for real estate professionals.
Yeah.
What was that one thing that you took from this event that you're going to apply to your business immediately?
One thing is I had so many things
Okay,
that I
let's
picked
talk
out.
about a couple.
Okay,
Let's do like a top 3, whatever you want to do.
Okay, the top 3 is that sometimes we lose sight of whatever's in front of us, that we forget to look outside.
Right.
And that was like a main topic, even with the lady with the nonprofit. You know, she said, what's in between the nice cities? And that could relate to so many things, like what's in between everything that I'm doing. Well, how else I can impact the business, not only as a business owner, but as a woman, as a Latina woman at that, and young, a millennial. I'm not 30 yet, so I'm still young. So it made me feel like Bethany's so young. And then to hear other people speak about her, saying that it's not about herself. And I think I find value in that when you say my purpose is bigger than me. And that's where I find the most value in this event.
Amazing, amazing. Is there anything else that you want to talk about that we haven't discussed at all?
I want to talk about vision. I think vision is very important because without the vision, people perish. And this event, even though it wasn't focused on one specific topic on vision, I think everybody could agree that we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for vision and perseverance and all that. And connecting.
Okay, this is my final question, right?
Yeah.
So you got some sort of vision.
Yeah.
So you can say, we can confidently say, both of us, we were both there,
Yeah.
that you are leaving inspired, right?
100%.
Why are you inspired?
Why? Why am I inspired? Because now I have the confidence that before I didn't have a marketing team to diversify my pharmacy locally. Now I found a TV station that I connected with, or an attorney. And another thing, an attorney. It's so hard to find which attorney to pick. Evelyn was amazing. I was able to share with her so many things, and she was so open and loving about giving me free advice right here. And we needed a CPA, and then we had all that. I found 3 things that I have been like looking and reading through reviews and which professional should I pick, and they were all here for me to just connect and hire for my business. So that really helped, especially when you're a business entrepreneur. You don't want to spend your time reading reviews, asking questions, calling. That takes a lot of your time. So this allowed me not only to connect on a personal level, but to get so much perspective without having to sit in a formal and get free consults and spend like 3 hours with someone I don't know. So kudos to you, Bethany. Definitely love that, and I'm excited to support Female for Profits and be part of future events.
Barry, I can't tell you how amazing this interview was. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm honored.
We are too. Ciao.
So I'm Laura.
I'm Kathy.
Second.
No, I was like,
Okay.
he wasn't ready. I was like,
Can y'all take one step backwards? Brilliant. Okay. Laura, spell your last name for me. And who
B.
you work for.
Okay.
Your main business, I should say.
Okay. My last name is Blanco, BLANCO, and
work with me.
I
Together
am
we
with
work in
Now
it.
Home Buyers.
Okay. In the middle.
I'm Kathy, and we are part of the AdHem team where, sorry, do I explain my business? Sorry.
Okay, so in the middle again, Bonnie, what's your last name?
Kathy.
Did you
Bonnie
say Bonnie?
No,
Yes.
I don't know
It's
what I
okay.
heard.
It's
Actually,
totally fine. Kathy.
It's the Chardonnay.
Well, you've heard of a lot of names today.
Yeah, and then are you your position at AdHem?
Yeah, I'm the founder,
Founder. Okay, perfect.
and she's part of my team.
First and last name?
Christy Carrera.
Carrera,
Spell that for me.
C-A-R-R-E-R-A.
And then I get your spelling of your last name.
ZAFRA.
Why are you asking us these?
Because so when you talk, I'm gonna put your name, your business below.
Are you gonna remember all of this?
That's
Is
what-
recording.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. No, I'm not gonna remember all this. I can't even say your damn names right. Are you kidding me? All
Christy.
right? That's my
Christy.
bad. But this doesn't forget. Thank God. All right, so.
So you're recording it right now?
Yes. Christy. Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm sorry, this part is not
Ready?
going on there. This part is not going on.
Oh, it better not.
So let's talk about the event. Talk about the energy of today's event. Starting with you.
Oh, Jesus, why?
Okay, starting with you.
Okay, like the event was amazing. It was great. We like encountered a lot of powerful women. We got together, we connected. We got to meet other powerful women that are struggling maybe with the same things that we are struggling as an individual. And together we came to create an amazing energy that bonded all of us together.
Perfect. So let's zoom in on that. Let's talk about the struggle. All right.
Okay.
How did this event help with your struggle? Go.
Okay, so as an entrepreneur, you go through a lot of loneliness. You go through a lot of insecureness as well, because you don't know if you're doing the right thing, if you're not, if this is the right path to go. And there's other women out there who are struggling through the same thing and who will help you. Like, oh look, I do a schedule. Okay, maybe I can incorporate certain things like meditation. I met a girl who the first thing she does, she meditates in the morning. And that's something I personally need to take time and take care of myself and meditate myself and make it happen so I can release my stress.
You next.
Good.
Same question.
Same question.
Same question.
Struggle?
Yeah, the struggle. How did this event help with the struggle?
What struggle? I don't have a struggle.
Oh, come on.
I'm great at my business.
Okay, so then let's switch it up.
Don't ask me.
Why are you great at your business, and how did this event enhance what you're already good at?
Okay, so what I absolutely loved about this business, this event, was that it truly shows how, for starters, Bethany is my sister-in-law, so I love her. Her brother and her happen to have the same personalities, right? My business partner happens to be her brother, same personality. So Bethany and Craig, my husband, are influencers in the industry, and they connect a lot of people. So what happened in today's event shows me how this is so important in one's business. You can't just rely upon yourself, and you can't just say, hey, I'm gonna go and build this thing by myself, because truth be told, it just takes you like that much more to be able to do it. But when you come to these events, you truly show how connecting with like the right people really grows your business, and not just, different ideas, different marketing ideas, different financial ideas. Everybody's got a different way to think about it. So it was really cool to come to this event and see how many people Bethany has impacted, because I know she's a connector, but I saw a lot of different people, all different kind of people. That was really cool, and
So
I
I'll
love
go ahead
that.
and put this on the record since we're recording. I run the Young Professional Network that she's a part of.
Okay.
And I'm willing to say that at some point she will be president of the organization. Now you, struggle, strength, how did this event help? And if you want to pass, say pass. But this is not only for a great promotion for Bethany later, but also your growth in front of the camera. So say something.
I don't own a business currently, but I do help out when I can, and I think networking and all that is very important. We do have to, all of us, work as a team to not good at this.
Grow.
Okay?
To grow.
It's okay.
But no, like now it's ruined.
It's not.
Just go.
He cuts it. He chops it. So you're good.
I'm gonna take your best 30 seconds. I'm gonna show.
Okay, so I don't own a business, but this inspired me to network with other women and perhaps own a business one day.
Here you go.
We'll go to the next question, but just keep it short, simple, and sweet.
We're doing more?
Well, if you want to stop this interview now, we can, but of course I have questions. What was that one piece of advice that is going to inspire you to move forward with your business in 2019?
For me, it was communication, public speaking that Teresa herself advised. And I love that just because it's something out of my industry that I normally go and contact doctors and just other, just too very niche in my industry. But actually doing something different, like actually doing public speaking and communicating with other people that are not outside my business. And that's what I took from it.
So next, you're public speaking. Why Add Hemp?
Why Add Hemp? Add Hemp it's a movement of actually fighting against the opium crisis. So we're actually helping people alleviate and find another alternative instead of painkillers and things that will really affect their bodies in a really bad way.
I love that. Can I have that back?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. What's one thing that we haven't talked about that you want to talk about this? Starting with you.
Let me take a look at it real quick. Let me remember.
Take all the time you need to.
What I absolutely loved about this event, again, is that Bethany didn't make it just about real estate, right? Because then you don't find anything new to talk about. Walking in, I literally told myself, smile, be super nice to people, and learn something new. Otherwise, what was the purpose of coming to this event, right? So I did just that. smiled. I was super nice to people, and I did learn something new. And when it comes to me as a numbers person, finances are very important to me. I learned that it wasn't just me thinking that interest rates are like the monster, right? Like I hate credit cards. I'll pay it before the end of the month. Before I get hit with the interest rates, I refuse to make them, richer than they are, the monopoly that they are. So it was a confirmation that the interest rates must be as low as humanly possible, especially when I work in construction and things like that. I fight for 3%. If I throw myself in the fire, I will for the 3%. So, these are confirmations of like when you're growing a business. And another comment was, don't be afraid of starting a company. We have about 4 different entities. They've all been started by my husband. I'm just kind of like, yeah, this is going great. Now my interior design brand hasn't been started because I'm afraid of not being perfect. Like my brand, the name, all of those things. Like, okay, the name can't just be a stupid name. It has to be a good one, like the perfect one. No, it doesn't. Just start. Just get it out there. So a lot of the comments here were like, don't be afraid. Just go start, and I really love it.
I really do hope you started.
Thank you.
She will.
And then I got great friends like that.
For sure. You next, please.
What was the question? Sorry.
Question again. So what was one thing about this event that you're going to take away from it that's going to allow you to?
Oh, I already answered that one.
I asked you about Vietnam.
No, didn't we talk about when we
Right. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Okay, what?
I have the question behind. All right. So what's one thing that we didn't talk about? Yes. Thank you. See, you're amazing.
That we didn't talk about? That we didn't talk about?
Yeah, we didn't talk about. What's one thing that you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
I know one.
Go.
It can be anything.
Go.
One thing that we should have talked about more was, well, they should have talked about was how, I know a lot of them, how they started off, but I wanted to hear more of their failures and what made them more successful. Not all of them pointed out everything that how many challenges they had. So I would have liked to hear more of the challenges rather than how they are already successful.
That's going to be actually a phenomenal topic for next event.
For sure.
That's actually a great.
It's going to be a hands-on.
Because like for instance, like right now I'm young and I don't know exactly how to start something, and I know they were just talking about, oh, I'm already successful, and yeah, I liked how Bethany said, how'd you get to your CEO position? And I like that she asked that, but I think all of them needed to be asked that because they're all such powerful women, and they should have, I don't know, gone into more detail about that. I need help of how to start.
Just some feedback. The person that she was talking to was Teresa. She's my boss, and she's never been fired in her life. She's freaking perfect. It's amazing. But like I've been fired. Maybe you've been fired once or twice too, and those are the stories we do need to hear because.
Yeah.
Just because you're fired doesn't mean it's over.
Because you get like shot down, and then sometimes you're discouraged.
Sure. And you know what the crazy thing is the first job I got, well, the second job I got fired from, which was the important one, was my dream job. And then you have to bounce back from that, right?
Yeah.
Same.
So let's finish with this. How do you bounce? What's the big bounce for 2019?
I'm sorry.
What's the big bounce for 2019? So you're going to talk about your bounce.
Bounce.
What's the big bounce for 2019?
She's going to start her interior design company.
Wait, no, hold on. Oh my God.
Join her and help her be successful.
Oh, yes! She likes to do that.
Okay.
We were talking about that already.
Okay.
We got you.
All right, that's it. The big balance for 2019 is going to be I am going to start brand and my interior design company, and it's going to go live. It's going to go out to the public as a service, as something that I do and something that anybody can get advice on.
Brilliant. You.
For 2019, I'm going to be taking at hemp to another level, which I will be probably creating or hosting events like this and actually helping women or individuals with mental health as well as the physical health as well. That's what it would be. And public speaking, of course, this is going to be like with events.
And with AdHemp, you have a whole different vibe that you can go with that I will come to. Alright, you. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Even
I'm
listen, we've
not
talked about
scared.
failures. We've talked about where we're gonna go. Like even if it's 2020, that's your year. It's 2019. You still got to go through 20. You got to grind through 2019. So how are you gonna grind through 2019?
I'm thinking. Just give me a second.
Pass your real estate
I'm so
license.
sorry.
Yes.
The state.
I will.
Pass.
I will definitely quit my job and do something that I actually truly love to do every morning.
That's amazing. This is on record. So when you're successful at 25, you can go back to this.
And laugh at myself.
Remember when it all started with Bethany's event, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hunt you down for these videos.
Ladies, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Oh my God.
It's okay. I would have preferred to face you down later, but it's fine. It's fine. Thank you.
Do you have a card?
I do. I think I do. I don't know if I do, but I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah. Because I want to host any questions.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And they'll be from the heart,
Yeah.
and whatever you say goes. If we don't like it, we don't use it. Hold this for me.
Thank you. Kevin, check.
You good. I didn't fuck up this time. You know what? I didn't fuck up this time. Alright, check this out. I'm feeling great.
Good.
And then if you got some of this.
You said if I have some?
Yeah.
Bethany does.
Someone does.
All right.
For sure.
After this, we'll do it. All right. The whole preface. What do I feel about the event?
Yes, absolutely. Let's start with the event as a whole. How was it? Yes, we're rolling.
Like this?
Well, like that. Yeah, like that.
How was the event?
Yeah.
You know, when I heard that Bethany was doing this event and she was brainstorming about what she was going to name this event, because she's such an advocate with bringing people together. We can definitely call her an advocate, that's for sure, and a connector at heart. When she said Females for Profit, I was like, you know what, you're onto something, Bethany. I feel like women, we lack the necessity to bring each other together. We really do, because I mean, as YPN, I'm a YPN member, we're better together. That definitely rings a bell for me. And when she was telling me about all the different women she has in different sectors of different industries that she works in, she formerly was in hospitality and then she decided to get into real estate. And she said, I wanted to create an organization called Females for Profit because real estate is definitely my passion, but being able to lift women together and bring them up to a platform for whatever organization their passion is, whether it's tonight or today we listened to women that were in charitable organizations. A woman who was a mom, a full-time mom, then she decided to get back into entrepreneurial spirit and she was into lingerie. I mean, we had so many different women that came together today. And I said, you have something onto that. Let's develop that. And she really brought all of the women she had met in her life. And I was really blown away. So
Cool.
this event was amazing.
You hit on a lot of topics, right? And
Yeah.
that's great. So I want you to narrow it down.
Yeah.
Talk about that one thing that you were like, wow.
Okay, well, for me, I go to a lot of different events. I network a lot in South Florida, not just real estate events, but for me, I mean, I had to get up at one moment because I was so emotional. And there were several speakers that were talking, one of which was our CEO of the Association of Realtors, which was amazing to have her there at a very raw moment. I feel like Bethany, the one thing that she does is she gets to the raw nature of the person she's speaking to. She's very real. I mean, she let the whole audience today know that this is her first event. She didn't really plan it, but it came from her heart. So she was able to really speak to us as women. We're very vulnerable. Not everyone wants to talk about the challenges we have as being women and being entrepreneurs and our passions that we're trying to pursue. So I think today was when she really let the audience know that this was a culmination of her just wanting to share her soul, because let's be honest, it's her soul,
with others, giving back, and just networking with others. And just being able, like Teresa was talking about, being able to share, being able to balance. She said a very interesting thing today when she asked, how do you balance it all, being an entrepreneur, the CEO of the Association of Realtors, and then also being able to have a successful marriage and being happy? And she really just said, it's very easy. I saw it, and I knew I wanted to make it happen, and I did. So it's not as complicated as people make it out to be. It's all about mindset.
Brilliant answer. Okay, what do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about?
Well, I mean, we only have so much time together at an event like this. I definitely think having a workshop where we develop, I can't remember who it was that talked about the credit debt situation that we have as women and the financial aspect of learning how to develop your financial nest as a woman, whether you're in a marriage or just single as I am. And I've taken a priority this year to really sit down and really figure out what I need to do to be secure as a woman and as someone that I want to be able as an entrepreneur 5-10 years from now, then I know that the decisions I make right now are going to make all the difference. So I think if we had the next event we had is more of a workshop. So we talk about it, but let's apply it. And they talked about Susie Orman today, which is amazing, because let me tell you, Susie Orman, she's in my mind. I'm reading her book about women and financial wealth. And now every time I make a purchase, I'm thinking, oh, what would Susie Orman do? So I think developing a workshop where we actually apply, because we can talk about it, which was the first step, but if we can really apply it moving forward, I think that would be the next step.
You know this emoji?
Yeah.
That's that answer. Megan, I love you. Thank you for the interview.
Thanks. Well, I want to do a Bethany.
Yes, do it, Bethany. I'm so
I also
sorry.
want to do a love for Bethany. I want to do I have 30 seconds. I just want 30 seconds. How do you do Bethany?
Yeah, tell us. That was the final. Let's do this again. Yes, this interview is on you.
Okay.
The more you can do, the better.
What's the question?
Tell me about Bethany. Why Bethany? Why our events? Why everything Bethany? Why is Bethany the vision of the future?
So I definitely am beyond proud of Bethany. I mean, I think the women that were on the panel today and the women that I met through the course of this afternoon can definitely attest to the spirit that Bethany is. I was just at a very special dinner last night, and I'm not Jewish, but the rabbi talked about what you do with your soul really makes the difference with how you affect people. And definitely Bethany has a soul. I met her roughly 8 years ago, and she definitely has a vision, and she saw this vision, she brought people together. This is what her passion is already from today and the years that I've met her. She was able to bring people together, make an impact, and definitely change those that are around her. So I know Females for Profit, this is not just one event. This is just going to carry on, and it's going to grow. It's going to impact people around her, and I just can't wait to see where it evolves. And Bethany, I am so beyond proud of you. You have the world as your future. So this was a great event. I can't wait to see what happens from here. So thank you.
I'm able to hold back the tears, but she's not. She's going to see this. I know that for sure.
Stop.
No, she's definitely going to cry a ton.
No, she's not.
She definitely is. Oh, maybe she's a strong woman. Let me make sure that you're in focus. You know, for being awake for 2 days, you look great.
Thank you.
I must say. Well, thank you for giving this interview. Can you please say your name, spell it, and what you do for a living?
So spell it like S-A?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Sayuri Chacon. SAYURI CHACON. And I am the founder and chief moment creator of You and Me Time. Should I explain?
Let's talk about You and Me Time.
Okay.
First and foremost, please.
Okay, sure. So my passion is I love, can we start over?
So listen, my job is to make you look good.
Okay.
If I don't think it's a clip that is flattering to you, we're not going to hear it.
Okay.
Like, we're not going to use this whole interview.
Okay, perfect.
For sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to start with so. So I specialize in helping couples and family relationships connect on a more deep, meaningful level by creating unique experiences for them. So my clients typically come to me when they feel disconnected or out of sync in their relationship. They may be feeling neglected, frustrated, unloved, disrespected, or they may be looking for creative ways to connect. Because nowadays we're living in a fast-paced world. We're like living our lives through social media, and our relationships kind of like falls in the back burner. And so I have found such a niche that people actually like need to connect, and I just find like creative solutions for them to do that.
Awesome. Okay, so you and me,
Time, yeah.
females for profit,
Yes.
marry the two together. Why is it a perfect match?
So one of the things that I spoke to Bethany about before even planning this whole event was that she really wanted to create an experience. She didn't want this to just be an event. Because if you just want information, you can just go on YouTube and look up your favorite speaker. Or if you wanted information, you can go to Barnes & Nobles and grab a book, right? But she really wanted this to be an experience for the woman that will walk away with, empowered, more passionate, more, encouraged to like pursue their goals and their dreams. And so with You and Me Time, I am very, very intentional in connecting and in being, in getting to a level that is beneath the surface. And I remember like I went to her and I said, hey, I really want to go to your event, but what kind of event is this going to be? Is this going to be the type of event where we just pass out business cards? Because if that's the type of event, I'm not really sure if I'm gonna commit to going. And she was like, the first thing that she said is like, okay, so what will make you wanna come to my event? And then I was like, okay, so I have been to other networking events, and this is what happens. I'm an introvert. Everybody that it's there, it's like either on their phones and like talking to the people that they know. And it's like I walk away with like a whole bunch of business cards, but like no true connection. And I, as part of my experiences, I create core conversations for my couples, for the families, where they can connect. And she's like, well, why don't we do that? Why don't we create core conversations for the woman so that they can go from being strangers to being friends, And I actually met Bethany in a networking event similar to this one. And she was one of the only women that I felt like, that girl has the potential to be my friend. And we follow each other on Instagram. I love how intentional she is with her followers. She's the type of girl that she's not only engaging on social media, like she actually engages with you in real life, And she posted this picture of this book that she was reading, and I was like, hey Bethany, what is the name of that book? I'm really interested. And she's like, don't worry about it. What's your mailing address? I'm gonna send it to you. Who does that? Who goes out of her way to do that, to impact you and to connect with you? And to me, that was like a sign that she wasn't more than just another follower or another person, another business card. She was actually going after the real relationship, and I really value that. So definitely there was the perfect match, because she allowed me to take my passion and what I do in my line of work and bringing it to the Females for Profit. And it was such a blessing because everybody loved it.
It was amazing. And you know what? Let's not forget one thing. Your speech at the beginning was also very powerful, right? So let's marry the two together.
Okay.
Obviously you find inspiration from Bethany. Bethany clearly finds inspiration from you. Talk about that inspiration, and you've touched on it a little bit. Let's hone in a little bit. What is it about Bethany that drives you to be part of these events and will be in the future? I anticipate, and if so, talk about that you will be involved in the future.
Right.
Please.
Okay, so something that I really valued about Bethany and that I felt like, I want to join forces with her. It was the fact that she was just genuinely interested in giving value first before asking. She took the time to build a community before asking for people to buy her services or come to her event. And I really resonated with that because that's what I was kind of looking for. As a female entrepreneur, I was feeling kind of isolated in my journey, lonely at times, because I feel like, am I the only one trying to pursue my goals and my dreams and building my business. Like, there has to be other women out there doing the same things that I'm doing and, you know, struggling with trying to do it all, right? And so one of the things that I really felt like, you know what, I'm going to support this girl. I'm going to, even if she doesn't have it all together, like I'm going, or, you know, all the details of the event, I'm going to like go next to her and like, let's face this together, because I just feel like the heart of, like, her heart was in the right place. And you get to see that. Like, I feel like that's something that through social media, you can kind of like put pretty filters and like all this nice post. But when you meet someone and you have that genuine connection, you cannot fake that.
Amazing. Okay, so let's talk about the event real quick. What was that one piece of information that you walked away with that left you inspired?
One of the things that really, really inspired me about this event, it was just the value of impacting and like, you know, no, let me just kind of like go back. I have
Start from the top.
Start from-
Take all the time you need. This question's powerful.
I know, right? It is. You're a good interviewer.
That's what I did. I was a meteorologist reporter before I did this.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Think about it. Let it soak.
Okay. So one of the things that really impacted me about this event, the Females for Profit, wasn't something that I heard, but it was more something that I experienced. Like, when you're able to get out of your comfort zone, when you're able to put others first. Like, I literally haven't slept in like 2 days putting together the core conversation cards for this woman. And for me, it's like when I was doing all the details, I felt like, you know, would they actually notice? Like, would this make a difference? Like, all those thoughts came to my mind. And to actually be able to experience the impact of that, to me, that was like the biggest fulfillment. And I had people come to me throughout the whole event, you know, telling me like, wow, you know, this is so great. I was longing to connect with people in this way. What I love most about your conversations is that they were so deep. So it was just like, hearing all of that was like affirmation to me that I'm like on the right track. And I just have to keep going and like, you know, get myself out there more, because people definitely need it.
Okay, so this is really exciting. I didn't know you put the questions together for that first exercise where everybody was talking to each other, right?
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know that. Which one is your favorite question and why?
Ooh. That's a great question. Okay, my favorite question from all the ones that we had, which we had 6, was how do you balance being connected with others to being connected with yourself? And I feel like nowadays we have so much information out there. You know, we have this expectation, like we have to be on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and putting content out there, and we're constantly consuming people's ideas and posts, but we're not really creating and we're not centering ourselves. So for me, like all those questions that I crafted were questions that I would love for someone to ask me, and questions that I have had to ask myself those questions so that I can get the answers, because I believe that the quality of your life is dependent on the quality of the questions that you ask yourself. If you ask yourself great questions, you're gonna get great answers, and those answers will lead you on the right path always. I don't feel like none of us have it all together. You know, we go through things, and we have fallen into this status where we are more focused on engaging on social media. And this is like a message that I've been really thinking about. We put so much effort crafting a post on Instagram than actually putting together questions to ask our loved ones. And for me, it's like we don't really know when it's the last moment that we're gonna have with our husbands, with our friends, with our moms, you know? So I have this urgency, like I want people to like realize this is a moment and you're never gonna get it back. How can you maximize that moment and make it the best that it could be?
That's so fun. Amazing. All right, final question. What's one thing we haven't talked about that you want to talk about this event?
I just let those people go. one last thought. That's what you said?
Yeah, just anything that you want to comment about this event that we haven't discussed. We've talked about a few topics, but there might be one thing that's lingering in your mind that we haven't addressed. Address it now.
So, where do I go from the... Okay, I'm gonna do it. Don't worry. What's your name?
Who? Me?
Yeah. Kevin, okay. You are good at keeping me relaxed while I'm talking in front of the camera.
That's part of my job too.
Is it?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you actually nod and you like...
Oh, you gotta listen. I mean, you start like with everything. You start with a plan.
Right.
You get the feedback.
Got it.
And then you adjust, right? And then from that adjustment, probably something more beautiful blossoms out. That's my input. What's yours?
Okay, so one of the biggest takeaways from this event was that you can come to a place with expectations of how you want it to be and how you want the event to kind of like flow. But you also have to be flexible in what happens. Like if someone comes to you and that person is actually opening up and is sharing with you something about, that they're going through and, their story, you kind of have to realize if you put that person first and you value them and you let them talk and share, like you never really know if maybe that person doesn't have anyone in their lives to talk to go to, and you may be that person. So the fact that I had so many people come to me, tell me I so needed this, like you have no idea, like, and to me it was just like, because sometimes we doubt ourselves, we feel like we don't have it all together. I tend to be a perfectionist, and as I was kind of like going through this event and kind of like thinking of ways that I could have made it better, I had women coming to me telling me how great it was.
Danger. Amber alert. Amber alert. For sure. There's no Let me switch cards real quick. Yeah. Change it to whatever you want.
Okay.
Alright. Whenever you're ready.
My biggest takeaway, honestly, is Bethany. The fact that she had an idea, she just went for it. She just put this whole thing together in such a remarkable way. It really encourages me to say, you know what, like if she can do it, so can I, and the importance of having a tribe. Like she was able to have all these women say beautiful things about her, encouraging her, and like be by her side because of the impact that she has had in so many people. So that just kind of gave me perspective of like, you know what, number one.
So Bethany, before we leave, you gotta give a thank you to everyone. Or you can do it the next day or the next day after that. I don't like the way you said it, so we'll do it another day. You sure?
Yeah, in here, we're just hang it out.
Alright.
That way you get everything you need, right?
Listen, it doesn't have to be all in one day.
Can you believe
You wanna-
he's gonna sell me to be a realtor so that he can do my videos?
I'm not
Just
gonna
once you
say
sign
that.
up to become a YPN All-Star.
Right.
And
You hear that?
That's-
YPN All-Star.
that's where the money's at.
Where money's at? My job. Bring me the money.
Okay.
$30. A lot of money.
Okay, am I done? I think I was.
If you're finished.
I mean-
I have so many amazing sound bites. You're good.
No, but what was the last thing I said? I forgot. I said something about Bethany.
Yeah, you were talking about how Bethany is an inspiration to you.
Yeah.
And one thing they haven't touched upon, which I think you should touch upon, is
Okay.
you want to do an event of your own now, correct? So talk about how Bethany's inspired you to maybe do something yourself. Because
Okay.
that's what this event is all about, right?
Yeah.
So talk about that.
So then tie it to the biggest takeaway, right?
Or just talk about how you're inspired. I mean, anything. Right?
Okay. Okay. My biggest takeaway is that you don't have to have it all together, wrapped up in a bow before you actually step into action. Because the fact that Bethany had an idea and like in 30 days she was able to put this together in such a remarkable way shows me that it can be done if you want to, if you're willing, if you're passionate about it. So the fact that she had a tribe of women that she had invested all these years in, allowed her to leverage those relationships. And, it's like if you give, you will receive in the right time. So I am so empowered because I'm gonna be planning my own event, and now that I know that I don't have to have it all together, I just have to put it out there and make it happen. I feel more ready. I feel more empowered. More like, let's do this. Let's go. Okay, we're good. Thank
Pleasure
you.
meeting you.
Nice
Of course,
to meet
thank
you.
you. Pleasure. Ciao.
It's interesting that you share. I know that this is not part of the interview. It's like how hard it must be to pursue something and then feel like you didn't get to succeed it. How you?
Okay.
But
It's
how do
okay
you
to
know?
fail.
But how you know that maybe if you give it enough time and you just keep trying and trying and trying?
I think at some point you gotta cut ties, and then you go in a different direction, right?
Right.
That's also part of it. I mean, what I thought my dream job was going to be and what it is today are two different things.
Oh.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. How's my posture while I'm talking?
Your posture's fine. You're from about here up.
Okay.
So you're good.
Because I tend to I don't want to
You're
ask.
not doing this.
Okay. Good.
You're straight up and you're good.
Okay. Good.
And so you're centered, and since you're centered, address here instead of here.
Okay. Okay, this question is what's my takeaway? And I thought I went off the tangent because my mind is
It's all
everywhere.
good. It's all good. So yeah, it's your takeaway, but also things that we've not talked about, which you were getting into.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on one second. Let me make sure.